Hello and welcome to West Country Wanderings. Welcome to, well, it's not a canal series or railway series, it's a bit different today. I've just got off the train at Bristol Parkway, which lies in South Gloucestershire, not in the city of Bristol. And it's to another place in South Gloucestershire that I'm walking to today. In fact, I'm walking to the village of Frenchay. Now, although I've grown up in Gloucestershire, I've never been to Frenchay before. It's famous, probably most famous, for its hospital that was there, which closed quite a few years ago now. I think part of a school has moved into some of the site. It's also famous for its large village green and a very famous cricketer who used to play on that green. But there is a special event taking place in Frenchay today. Yes, it's the Frenchay Flower Show. So we're going to have a look at that around there, which starts shortly. Walking away, we're going to be following the Frome Valley as we make our way down to Frenchay. Now our footpath, or route should I say, takes us down this way where we join up with the community forest path which we saw the other day when we were on the Dramway, also in South Gloucestershire. I wonder who Harry was though. I've heard of Bradley Stoke. I'd never come across Harry Stoke before, but I'm sure there's a story behind that. If you know, let me know. Drop a comment below. I've come away from those busy roads that circulate Bristol Parkway Station with all the coaches. The 7 tunnels actually blocked at the moment, so there's some replacement buses for services going into South Wales. Of course, you've got the regular buses and taxis and people. There's a busy road circle around it. But now we've come to this path, which seems to be an ancient trackway. I'm not sure from where or to where it went, to see if I can find that on an old map. But it's very delightful and peaceful here in a bit of a, well, cutting as we go through. In the middle of our path here we have this curious structure. It looks like a remnant of a much bigger building. Does anybody know what it was for? There's lots of buddleia around here as well, which is great for the butterflies. I actually get the impression that what we've just walked along was also a road at one time as well. It's certainly tarmacked, and it's much wider than it would need to be tarmacked just to facilitate a footpath. So yeah, I think this was a road that was closed probably when the large Bradley Stoke and the roads were kind of re-engineered around the Bristol Parkway here in this part, well, the northern part of the city of Bristol, but we're actually in South Gloucestershire. We're going to continue along here till we meet up with the River Frome. We'll be following the valley of the River Frome till we get to Frenchay. We're going to go quite grainy now because we're in a woodland, small woodland, maybe a copse, and it's quite dark, so apologise for that. You may also be able to hear some traffic noise again, and the reason for that is because we've got to cross over the M32 main motorway that leads right into the city centre. I think there's a bridge goes over that, and then I think there's then another bridge which takes us underneath the M4. Well, slight problem, nothing that we can deal with. This road is actually not marked on the OS map, and over the other side of there is where they're building some new houses, so our community forest path is actually closed at the moment, so I'm having a diversion. We're going to head over, I think it's called Hambrook, and then we'll walk over the M32 that way on the Hambrook Lane, and then walk around down the other side to catch up with the River Frome Valley there. So now walking along Hambrook Lane, and Hambrook Lane is actually now closed to vehicles, though it's marked as being a through road on the OS map. The OS map has not yet been updated, but our road following the middle of it, it's really strange walking on a road that's no longer open to vehicles, is going to be going up here across the motorway, so I'll see you on the other side of that. It's really weird walking along a road that's been completely closed off to vehicles because of construction. It feels, well, I've not seen any pedestrians either. No one seems to come this way because it's no longer marked as a through route. I'm just doing it as a diversion because the community forest path, the noise you can hear, of course, is the busy M32 back there, traffic heading up to join the M4 going down into the city centre. There's a lot on in Bristol today. I think the Human League are playing on the Downs at Clifton, and also there is Bristol Pride today, so there's lots of events going on, but we're nowhere near that. We're heading to a completely different event, a village event in Frenchay, continuing our walk there. So we're now in the village of Hambrook, again without any cars. Well, there's cars parked here where there's a couple of cottages, but the road is obviously not a through road. We're making our way back that way. Is another no entry road that way. Seems to be lots of roads shut off, so yeah, you can't drive down there either, but you can walk down there. We need to go this way to meet a road which is being used and then turn right along that so we can get across the M4. Personally, I always know when I'm in South Gloucestershire because of these. I've never seen these speed limit signs should I say, in any other county other than South Gloucestershire. So they're usually just like in the villages, usually around villages. I've seen them around like places like Thornbury, and when I was doing the 7-way at Albury-on-Severn, I've never come across them anywhere else. Well, I've decided to change my route. I've just come off the main road there because it would have meant I've not crossed over the M4 not once but twice. Come down a lane called the Stream, and next to me is Hambrook House just in there, and another large house here called Watercress House. We should be able to follow this lane all the way down to the Frome Valley. So here we go. Well, this is completely unexpected. I was actually heading down there, the lane called the Stream, but that's in the wrong direction entirely. Now come across this wonderful field just on the edge of the village of Hambrook, which if you take away all the traffic is actually a rather nice place with some lovely houses and some very nice architecture, and it's not overdeveloped. Well, not in the centre of it, it probably is around all the new estates, but yeah, so I'm making my way across here where we should meet up with the aforementioned River Frome, and we can put the motorways behind us. Now, when you're walking on footpaths, you never know quite what you're going to come across. On the footpath it actually says footbridge, so we need to go across this stream and then kind of double back on ourselves to make our way down the Frome Valley. But I wasn't expecting, well, what I had in mind was a footbridge which was like a couple of planks of wood across the stream. I certainly wasn't expecting a structure like this. How about that? For our footbridge, our path goes up there, so we cross it on that way. But wow, that is substantial. Now, was this for something else? I don't know. I'll have to do some investigation to see why this footbridge, to just carry this footpath, is so substantial here in South Gloucestershire. Any thoughts? So now on the edge of the Frome Valley, I wasn't expecting to see these huge rocks there as well. This isn't the Frome itself, but it's a stream that goes into the Frome. Well, that's surprising. Not only do we have a footpath that's closed, a road that doesn't exist on the map, having to take a diversion, we now have a footpath which doesn't appear on the map either, but there's a little sign there about South Gloucestershire, well, footpath people and the Ramblers Association. So this is maybe it's a newish path, I don't really know, but it's not marked on the map, and it follows the stream, so this should bring us out by the River Frome. It's a very, very delightful spot here. Wasn't expecting this at all. And yes, you guessed it, there's nobody else around here either. It's well, it's just like its own little lost world. There's a gentleman that I think he's one of my subscribers, and he's been on TV many times. He's called Steve England. He's a naturalist. He's very, very good on his fungi, and I think the other day he was actually making a programme, I'm not sure who it was for, right in the Frome Valley, looking at the various fungi and talking about them. But I can see why it's just a beautiful spot when you've got dramatic scenery like this with this rocks there just on the edge of the large city of Bristol. Who would have thought it? Fantastic rocks on that side there. It's just really, really brilliant. If you know this part of South Gloucestershire stroke Bristol, you're probably thinking, why did I decide to come this way to Frenchay? Because I could have gone via the UWE, the University of West of England, and I think there's a cemetery is there, that area, which is obviously quicker. But I wanted to do this because I thought it'd be more interesting rather than just looking at roads and pavements. So that's why I'm coming the longer way. I'll probably walk back the quicker way back to the station after I've been to the flower show. But I'm really just savouring this at the moment. So this is where our stream that we saw there when I went over that enormous footbridge, stone bridge. This is where it enters the River Frome. So there's our stream down there, just coming into shot. And over there is the River Frome, which kind of rises, well, the other side of kind of Chipping Sodbury, Yate, that area. Not to be confused with the other River Frome, which goes through Gloucestershire in the South Valley there. There's loads of different River Fromes in the West Country Wanderings area, so this is what is known as the Bristol Frome, just so there's no confusion about that. Anyway, we're going to make our way across another little footbridge. Actually, this is the sort of footbridge that I had expected to see. This one, I don't know if you can see that there. I'm just going across now. There we go. Just gone across that footbridge, and we're going to follow this all the way down till we get to the village of Frenchay. I don't know if you're watching this, Steve, but if you are, I can see why you really like the Frome Valley so much. An absolute incredible haven, and the nature here. You've got some wonderful ferns growing on the banks here of the river, and it's a very secluded and sheltered spot. I've only just seen just a couple of walkers so far since I've been here. Other than that, just the place to myself. So I'm guessing as we go further south, we've got to go underneath the ring road shortly, the Bristol ring road. I think what's that? The A4174, I think. But yeah, it's just absolutely magnificent. For the reasons I'm not quite too sure about, the Frome Valley Walkway does a skirts up following the contour, moves away from the river at this point. It does, however, go back down again and rejoins the river later. But I've decided to move away from the Frome now, making our way up towards the church at Frenchay and the common there as well. Now, I've come across a couple of these in South Gloucestershire before. We're here just on the edge of Frenchay village now, and it's almost like a mini castle, and I think it's got connections to the Berkeley family of Berkeley Castle fame. Well, I'm now on Frenchay Common. It's a delightful place. This is, I can't believe I've never been here before. I know I often say that, but it's really, really lovely, especially after walking up from the Frome Valley there. It's not what you expect on the edge of a large city at all. There's a seat over there because I need to change my camera over now. I need to use a different lens because it's going to be very busy in there. Where is in there? There. That's the village green, or the common here at Frenchay, where the flower show is all taking place. And I want to be, well, less obvious. So I'm going to put my lavalier microphone on and use a more discreet camera with a smaller lens on it to get some shots. And hopefully some photographs of the flowers as well. So I'll see you shortly inside the flower show here, Frenchay in South Gloucestershire. So welcome to Frenchay Flower Show. There's a lot of people here, and it's a really, really big event. One of the biggest flower shows in the southwest, I think. We'll have a look around. Behind me is Frenchay Quaker House, which has got, I think, a photography exhibition on it. We'll have a look at that, and I think there's a main tent where all the flowers are displayed. There's certainly many places here you can get things to eat and drink. Got candy floss there, ice cream, cafe, cups of tea, coffee, chips, all those sort of things, which is good. Looks like we're going to be treated to some live music later. That's great. So it opened at 12 o'clock. It's now just gone 1, so it's only just been going about an hour or so. So we've got plenty of time to have a good look around. The marquee doesn't open itself till 1:30, and it says it'll be officially opened by the Prince and Princess untying the ribbon. Not sure which Prince and Princess that will be. We have some alpacas here. So trade stands here. Here we have Riverford, which are based in Totnes in South Devon, somewhere I used to live, of course, if you follow my channel. Got some vintage tractor displays here, and also some stationary steam engines as well. Let's have a closer look. That one there is for sale. A 1919 Royal Enfield bike there. Wow. Great map on the wall here outside the Quaker house of Frenchay itself. So I think we are where it says Tuckett Field. There is it. It goes right down to the River Frome there at Clevewood Bridge. Maybe we'll have a look at that later. And we came up there following the River Valley there, the River Frome, and the Frome Valley walkway underneath the ring road. But yeah, so it's quite a sizable village. It's very, very spread out. And over there was once where Frenchay Hospital was, which I think now is, well, part of it is now a school. It even has a museum, Frenchay Village Museum. There's so much here, lots to see around the old village. So I'm currently in the grounds and the gardens of the Quaker Meeting House. So it's open today at the back of the Quaker Meeting House, where there's lots of exhibitions as well. So we'll have a look at those at the moment. Rather lovely gardens here, walled gardens. You can just hear a band starting up over in the main arena of the flower show. There's the back of the Quaker Meeting House. Rather lovely it is too, hasn't it? It's an exhibition here all about Fry's milk chocolate, with one Dr. Joseph Fry, who was a Quaker doctor, an apothecary working in Bristol, and believed that chocolate was medicinal and nutritional. Well, I'm into that. And yes, Fry's, they have a famous factory here in, well, just in Bristol, down the road. Later, of course, amalgamated with the bigger Cadbury's brothers in 1918, who were also Quakers. tent. It's not just flowers in here, we've got embroidery and other crafts as well. A lot of variety. One here, Sing a Song of Sixpence. Pocket full of rye. Is that the rye down there? Not sure. No, there we go, there's our rye. And there we go. Sixpence. That's brilliant. It's also done in embroidery as well. There's so much talent out there. Have fruit without jams. Good selection here, all different types. As the Morris men and ladies continue to play, I'm going to say goodbye now to the Frenchay Village Flower Show. A spectacular event. We're just going to have a quick look around the village before we close the video for today though. Just outside of the main arena here we also have a classic car show display. So Corsair there, red Corsair. This is a Frenchay house here actually, which is a care home. It's good to see that they've also got live music on for the residents there as well. It's a police car there. I'm sure it's been used in many dramas, TV dramas over the years. Have a quick closer look at that. Now, the style of some of the buildings here in Frenchay remind me of Clifton in Bristol somewhat. Obviously just a few miles to the south of here, but similar style. And there's the church here in Frenchay. There isn't normally a load of cars parked in front of it. Of course, this is because of the flower show event today. And opposite church, on the opposite side of the green, is another little chapel there. The plaque on this one here for Francis Fox Tuckett, who was a mountaineer, antiquarian and philanthropist. So this is Frenchay Unitarian Chapel, dated 1691. So it has an incredibly beautiful graveyard next to it, which is literally covered in flowers and shrubs, but very well tended and cared for. A beautiful chapel, and it is actually open, so we're going in and have a look. Well, I really enjoyed my day here, walking to Frenchay and exploring around that wonderful chapel there at the end. That was just the icing on the cake after a wonderful flower show here and all the events. Really great atmosphere. Hope you enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the Frome Valley, and I think we'll be back to explore the Frome Valley area again. So there's so much more to see in that area, so we'll definitely be back here today. Hope you enjoyed the video today. I'm off now to walk back to Bristol Parkway on a slightly shorter route. Take my time and enjoy it though, and catch my train home. See you on the next one. All the best for now. Cheers. Take care. Bye bye.